at someone else's expense. The atmosphere turned tense. Justin stammered, trying to downplay the situation, but his usual charm wasn't working. Mom looked uncomfortable, shifting in her seat. A few of my cousins avoided eye contact, while others looked like they were waiting to see how it would play out. Justin finally muttered a half-hearted apology, something about not meaning anything by it. It was insincere, but it was a start. I accepted it gracefully, not wanting to escalate things further, but I think everyone could tell I wasn't completely satisfied. The awkward silence hung in the air for a few seconds before someone quickly changed the subject. Still, the damage was done. Justin had been forced to apologize in front of everyone, a first, as far as I could remember. And for once, I didn't feel like the one who had to swallow her pride. Update 2. The aftermath of the dinner unfolded faster than I expected. The next morning, Mom called me, and I could tell from her tone she was furious. She didn't waste any time before accusing me of making a scene the night before. According to her, my little comment about Justin's behavior had embarrassed the family. She didn't mention Justin's actions leading up to it, just that I had overstepped by bringing it up in front of everyone. I stayed calm. I reminded her of all the times Justin had embarrassed me, hurt me, or caused problems for others, and how she always brushed it off. She didn't like that. She tried to argue, but I could hear her hesitation. I wasn't yelling, I wasn't angry, I was just laying out the facts. When she realized I wasn't backing down, she hung up with a frustrated, "We'll talk about this later." Apparently, Justin didn't waste any time either. Over the next couple of days, I started hearing from cousins and aunts, all with variations of the same message: "What's going on with you and Justin?" Turns out he'd started a campaign to make himself look like the victim. He told them I had been acting out lately, and that I was trying to create drama in the family. He even brought up old childhood incidents, twisting the stories to make it seem like I'd always been the difficult one. Not everyone bought it, though. A couple of cousins messaged me privately to say they'd noticed Justin's behavior for years and thought it was about time someone called him out. Others, though, clearly believed him, or at least didn't want to get involved. The family was splitting into quiet factions, and it was obvious at our next casual meetup. Conversations felt strained, and people avoided bringing up the dinner entirely. The real shock came from Dad. At a small family gathering, someone made an offhand comment about how touchy things had been lately. Before I could say anything, Dad spoke up. He calmly told the room that Justin's behavior had been unacceptable for years and that I was right to call it out. You could have heard a pin drop. Justin froze, looking like he'd just been slapped, and Mom's face went pale. She tried to laugh it off, but Dad didn't let her. "It's time we stopped pretending like this isn't a problem," he said. For the first time in years, someone had publicly stood up for me, and it wasn't just anyone, it was Dad. Justin's response was as dramatic as you'd expect. He stormed out of the room, muttering about how no one in the family appreciated him. Mom went after him, leaving everyone else in an awkward silence. Later, I heard from Julia that Justin had gone on a rant to her about how I was ruining his life and turning the family against him. She told me it was ridiculous, but it still stung knowing he was escalating things instead of owning up. Mom doubled down, of course. She called me again a few days later, this time with an almost pleading tone. "Justin didn't mean it like that," she said. "He's just feeling overwhelmed right now." She even brought up some financial struggles he'd been having, as if that excused his behavior. When I didn't budge, she got defensive. "You're blowing this out of proportion," she snapped. "Do you really want to break up the family over this?" That was my breaking point. I told her, as calmly as I could, that I wouldn't be attending any more family gatherings unless Justin apologized, and not just some muttered, insincere apology like the one at the dinner. It had to be